from the WYLN studios in Hazleton, Pennsylvania. WYLN Evening Edition at 5:30 starts right now.
Good evening. It's Friday, February 27th, 2015. I'm Ann Gownley. On Tuesday, the borough of Freeland declared a state of emergency due to problems with water lines. Today, Mayor Ed Appleman stopped by the Water Authority to sign papers lifting the emergency.
As of 4 p.m. today, I'm going to be lifting the state of emergency for Freeland. I'm sure all the residents that had their water not working are all relieved. I know especially the Water Authority and all the people and all the workers here who put so many hours and hard work into thawing the people's pipes, and also the Water Authority, the board members who put a lot of work into it, our outside vendors who came in and helped us out in our time of need.
Some residents were getting their water from the Freeland Fire Department. The YMCA, MMI, and Freeland Elementary Middle School also offered showers for people who did not have water in their homes. Appleman said that it was a great community effort.
I also want to thank the Freeland Fire Department, the Freeland Police, the YMMI, also the elementary school for opening the doors, helping us out in our time of crisis. I'd also like to thank all the people that had their pipes frozen and stuff for their patience through this. Our crews, like I said, worked really hard to get these unthawed.
Mayor Appleman urges residents to still keep their faucets dripping overnight, especially in the cold temperatures, to prevent any further freezing problems. Hazleton fire crews responded to a chimney fire on Thursday night on East Broad Street. This was the scene when WYLN arrived on location at 1115 East Broad Street. Crews found the fire in the chimney of the home. The chief said the homeowner started a fire in the fireplace in the evening and could smell something burning after the fire was out. Crews were on location for about an hour. Firefighters were using the snow to cool some of the embers from the fire. The residents were able to return to the home last night. Rice Township Police are investigating a burglary which took place at a mountaintop home on February 18th. Police said that the following items were stolen during the crime: a handgun, jewelry, electronics, and even a Honda Pilot sport utility vehicle. Police said they have identified two people of interest in connection with the crime who were spotted driving the stolen SUV when they had allegedly robbed a Sheetz gas station and convenience store in Dunmore. The stolen vehicle was later found abandoned and recovered in Hazleton. Police have released video surveillance footage of the two suspects in the case. Anyone with information about the suspects or this crime is asked to call Rice Township Police at 570-868-6400 or dial 911. Ronald Zielinski pleaded guilty on Thursday to summary disorderly conduct offense in connection with an outburst following the verdict against his brother Hugo Zielinski in a capital murder trial. 34-year-old Ronald Zielinski of Shavertown was charged with 3 counts of making terroristic threats and 1 count of disorderly conduct following his run-in with prosecutors on the 3rd floor of the courthouse on February 11th. Prosecutors said Ronald rushed up to an elevator containing officials and the families of Hugo Zielinski's victims, making a gesture of a gun with his hand and allegedly saying, quote, "You, I'm going to get you," unquote. That was to Assistant District Attorney Jarrett Ferrantino and Luzerne County Detective Chaz Bellow. Senior Magisterial District Judge Thomas Sharkey fined Ronald Zielinski $189, including fees and costs. Members of La Casa de Dominicana held their own ceremony at its headquarters in Hazleton this morning to celebrate the Dominican Republic's Independence Day.
Yes, we are celebrating the independence of the Dominican Republic today. That event happened in February 27, 1844. We are celebrating the 171 years of the independence of the Dominican Republic.
The Electoral Board of the Dominican Republic will be here next week in Hazleton to give support to Dominicans to receive the electoral ID.
Without that ID, the Dominicans cannot do anything in Dominican Republic, including the vote for the election in Dominican Republic.
Along with supporting electoral IDs for the Dominican community, Perez says La Casa Dominicana is working on renovating passports for the Dominican people, and they even sat through an orientation to modify different documents which will be transferable to the Dominican Republic. Actor Leonard Nimoy, known for his iconic character Mr. Spock on Star Trek, has died at the age of 83. The actor, renowned for his saying, "Live long and prosper," died Friday morning of end-stage chronic obstructive pulmonary disease. Nimoy, a United States Army veteran from the 1950s, began his career starring in TV runs on The Silent Service and Broken Arrow before he first brought Mr. Spock to the screen in 1965 for the original Star Trek pilot. He went on to star in 8 movies and even built a cult following only comparable to that of Star Wars. Leonard Nimoy is survived by his wife, Susan Bay, and his 2 children, Adam and Julie. Nimoy was 83 years old. Time now for a look at our weekend forecast with Chief Meteorologist Joe Garbacic. Joe, the sun was shining all day today, and hopefully we see more days like this in our upcoming forecast.
Yeah, we'll see at least one more day across our area where we're going to see a lot of sunshine, overall looking pretty nice. But then going into the second part of the weekend, things are going to start to change. Notice we don't have any precipitation across the northeast. All is quiet and well, but not the case as you head toward Oklahoma, Missouri, Arkansas, Kansas. You can see this swath of precipitation down there. But like I said, for our area, not much going on. A couple of clouds here and there. Temperature-wise, 21 in New Angola, 25 in Berwick, 25 in Bloomsburg, 23 degrees in Monnoy City, and 24 degrees in Danville. We have the possibility of some snow to talk about in our forecast before the weekend and all said and done. I'll let you know exactly when that snow could get here coming up a little bit later on. Ann?
Thanks, Joe. Coming up next, our Gary Perna is in with a look at this year's McAdoo Fire Company's Lenten food sale. Plus, WYLN spoke with the owner of Genetti's Inn & Suites, Bill Genetti, about his retirement and who will be taking over. Stay tuned.
You're watching WYLN News, Greater Hazelton's only local news broadcast with Ann Gownley, Gary Perna, Julie Stefanovich, Kristen Bazinski, weather with Joe Garbacic, and sports with Eric DeBerardinis and Gabriella Justin.
Bad credit? No credit? No problem. Valmont Auto Sales at their new location, 34 Susquehanna Boulevard in West Hazelton, can help. They offer a variety of clean and fully serviced cars, SUVs and minivans. They offer easy credit. Buy here, pay here. They offer low down payments, same-day approval, and all of their vehicles are only $65 a week. Locally owned and operated with 20 years experience. Call Jerry or Joe today at 570-501-2626. Valmont Auto Sales, 34 Susquehanna Boulevard in West Hazelton.
Penn State is right here in the Hazelton area.
We're top ranked by corporate recruiters.
We have 4-year degrees, so you can finish here
or at another Penn State campus.
There's new scholarship money available.
And there's no application fee when you visit here.
Penn State Hazelton.
Download your application fee waiver at psu.edu/visit-hazelton.
A winning smile. It's not the secret to success, but it sure helps. Protect your smile by visiting Dr. Weiss for complete dental services. Dr. Weiss offers a full-service denture laboratory on premises, offering dentures in one day. 3 dentists, 4 hygienists, and a team of caring technicians and assistants specializing in quality dentures and repairs, complete general dentistry, extractions, cleaning, and caps. Dr. Weiss, where you can have new dentures in one day.
A fire company in Schuylkill County has been selling food during Lent for many, many years. Tonight, our Gary Perna is live from the McAdoo Fire Station with a look at how the day went. Gary?
Well, thanks, Ann, and we are live here in McAdoo, and the firefighters are just wrapping up for the day. It has been a very busy day for them, but a very busy day well spent, as in this all comes back to the all-volunteer fire department. Halushki, macaroni and cheese, and soup run the menu at the McAdoo Fire Company for their annual Lenten food sale. The firefighters turned cooks for the day as a way to raise funds for the local all-volunteer company. Fire Chief Robert Leschko said every single dollar counts.
Our Latin food sales do very well for us. They're very important in our day-to-day operations, turning the lights on, the phones, everything else, the heat. So it becomes very important for us during our Latin food sales to be able to do very well so we can keep functioning throughout the year, because all the funds do go right back into the company. Goes nowhere else, goes into firefighter safety, buildings, all that kind of stuff.
The fire company for years have been cooking up ethnic food for everyone to enjoy. Leschko said there will be 2 other sales during Lent.
We will be making, our next one will be the 13th of March, which will be our Lakshi. We do our macaroni and cheese and our potato cakes and pizza all the time, and a different variety of soups. And then the last one will be again March 27th. All here, we run them 11 a.m. till 6 p.m. or until we're sold out.
The chief said many local businesses also order food for them during the day.
We've had some great success with the people at Hershey in Hazleton, Hershey Chocolate. Also the Career Center, the teachers and the staff down there have been very good. Valley Elementary, we have a member who's here who's a teacher, and depending on what school he's at is where really he orders. Milton Lloyd in Hazleton Fire Department. So we have a lot of businesses that do order that we've been very successful in really help us out in making our deliveries early and getting everything, getting us able to sell out.
Just went down for the day. They want to remind everyone they'll be back here on March 13th and March 27th here at the firehouse selling all this great food. And even myself and videographer Mike Lula took part in some food while we were here. And let me tell you something, I may be a little biased as a member of the McAdoo Fire Company, but this really is some of the best ethnic food around. I'm going to enjoy my potato cake live in McAdoo. I'm Gary Perna for WYLN News, and back to you.
Coming up next, Chief Meteorologist Joe Garbajic is back with another look at our weekend forecast. Stay tuned.
The Hazleton unit of the American Cancer Society presents the 37th annual telethon, Give Hope, Celebrate Life. The American Cancer Society's annual telethon will be held Saturday, February 28th at the Laurel Mall in Hazleton and broadcast live on WYLN TV 35 from 11 a.m. to 11 p.m. Join us for a day filled with great entertainment. Help us celebrate the telethon's 37th year as we raise money for a cure. The American Cancer Society's telethon is made possible by these businesses.
Hey kids, I'm home.
Dad, it's cold in here.
Oh, it's not cold in here, it's warm in here. Matter of fact, I'm going to turn this down because I got to save money for tax preparation.
Honest Abe's, your tax partner, giving free advice year-round. 310 South Church Street in Hazleton. Call them at 570-861-8297. Don't stress, pay less.
Life has its twists and turns. It can take many different shapes. But a good retirement plan changes with your life. And as we talk about what you're putting away and how much you'll need to retire, what was uncertain becomes clear. At Wells Fargo Advisors, we believe conversation leads to financial clarity. Let's start a conversation today.
Well, not too bad across our region, and not looking too bad as we head into this evening. Really no weather problems to talk about, but it's going to continue to be cold across northeastern and central Pennsylvania. Here's a look at the graphic from today, and well, we did see a lot of sunshine and a few clouds here and there, but you know, despite the sunshine this time of year, it doesn't do much good because it certainly didn't warm up the atmosphere a whole heck of a lot. But hey, you know what? At least we were dry today. And that, of course, is the good news. We stayed dry across our area. And here's a look at our live 35 SkyCast Doppler. And you can see for yourself that we continue to remain dry. And we're going to stay dry as we head toward the rest of this evening and as we head through the overnight hours. Our live Lehigh tire conditions. Outside our station in Hazleton right now, we're sitting in at 16 degrees, And if you notice, the winds are not too much of a factor across our area. They're fairly light, generally coming in at about 5 or so miles per hour. Almanac page for the day, 2 degrees. You know what? It wasn't that bad today. For the most part, when we looked at it, in terms of temperature-wise, we saw the sunshine. Here's a look at temperatures throughout the state. 21 in Mount Pocono, 21 Wilkes-Barre Scranton International Airport. It is now 26 degrees in Williamsport, and look how much colder it is out toward the west. It's only 10 degrees in Bradford, 11 degrees in Erie, and 16 degrees in Pittsburgh. Satellite and radar, all is quiet across the entire Northeast. Not the case as you head toward the south and west from Kansas through Oklahoma, Missouri, and Arkansas, leading edge of some snow. Now, before all is said and done, in our 7-day forecast, by the second part of the weekend, it does look like we're going to have a chance of seeing some snow. But we'll stay dry as we head toward our Saturday, but then as we progress toward our Sunday, that's when it looks like we're going to see the chance of some snow, even the possibility of maybe a little bit of mixture of precipitation. Tonight, look at those numbers. We dropped down near 0, possibly slightly below 0. A cold one as we head into tomorrow. A cold one as we head into tomorrow night. And look at on Sunday, early in the morning, temperatures only in the teens. So tomorrow still will be cold. It will be dry. High pressure will be in control. Timing of the next weather system comes in our area as we start going into our Sunday, and that will give us some snow, even maybe a little bit of a mixture, especially south of Interstate 80. And in another system, as we go into our Tuesday and Wednesday, that will give us maybe a mixture, and it's also looking like it could give us the possibility of just some plain rain, and then some colder air comes back into play by the ending part of next week. Here's a look at the extended forecast. It stays dry as we head into our Saturday, a chance of some snow, even a little bit of a mix for Sunday, quiet for Monday and Tuesday, and then by the middle part of next week we could be looking at some snow and even the possibility of some rain. We'll have more for you coming up after the break.
All Care Home Care, the health care that you need in the comfort and privacy of your own home.
At All Care Home Care, our caring and compassionate staff of skilled nurses, occupational speech, physical therapists, dietitian, social worker, and home health aides will give you the professional care you need. Call 459-3002.
With All Care Home Care, you will feel so much better and be able to do so much more.
Remember, it's still your choice. For your care, call us and we'll be there.
At Cuck's Turkey Farm, we are family owned and operated for over 45 years, and we consistently strive to produce premium poultry. We offer the finest all-natural country poultry, antibiotic-free, all-vegetarian fed with superior white meat yield and exceptional flavor. So we invite you to experience the unique natural taste of our poultry for your enjoyment and your health. Give us a call or stop in today.
Well, I'll never forget it. 1 minute, we were talking about going to the movies, and the next, Maggie could barely speak. It was a stroke. I thought I was going to lose her. But I never saw doctors work so fast. Anyway, she's coming home tomorrow. I just hope she doesn't yell at me for killing all the plants.
After 65 years, Bill Giannetti, owner of Giannetti's Inn & Suites, has decided to retire and will be turning over the catering and banquet facilities to his son, Patrick Giannetti. Today, we sat down with Bill Giannetti to talk about his retirement and his career over the past 65 years. First, Mr. Giannetti, I want to talk about the history of you and Giannetti's in 65 years and your decision to retire. You have a smile on your face, obviously some great memories.
Oh yeah, I mean, I started at 15 helping the carpenters by handing lumber up to them when we built the very first building. 65 years though, I'll tell you, it's hard to even realize it because, yeah, you have memories. It wasn't that long ago in my mind. I can remember details from those days. But yeah, it's been an interesting span of time for me.
And your decision to retire after 65 years, how did that come about, and what made you truly say, it's time?
Well, first of all, I have a son, Patrick, who is actually great in this business, better than I even was. And he's taken it to different levels, and I think it's his turn to assume it. And I think that although I'll probably be here to occasionally help him, my wife said, you can be his consultant. I said, well, yeah, I don't know about that. He doesn't pay very much to me, but I'll be here to help him any way I can. And I'm still active in a lot of the community projects that are going on. So I intend to keep my interest in our community.
When you look back 65 years and over time, the amount of events that have been here, the clubs and organizations that use Genetti's as their home base when they have important events, is there one thing in your mind that you'll never forget when you look back?
And there have been so many events like that it would really be hard for me to pick just one out. Obviously, one of them was when the Muller-McGuires and Paramount Pictures were here and shooting. We had a lot of the staff and the cast here. We had most of the production people here. So for 3 months, it was very hectic. And that was a very unique time for us. And from time to time, we've had celebrities either visiting us or performing here in our theater. But really, to pick out just one event, in retrospect, I guess that I would say that when Kennedy was here in 1960, it became a bigger event after he became elected president and the tragedy of his assassination. And then we started to realize that that was really a special person to have here. But it really is. I mean, I could sit here for hours and tell you about special moments that we've had.
And in a sense, with Patrick, your son, taking over the helm, I guess we could say it's a family business, and it always has been.
On this site, for this business, Patrick will be the third generation, but actually for the Genetti family being in business in the Hazleton area, and in fact in the food business, he's fourth generation. Because my grandfather came in 1901 and started the business that later became the supermarket business for Genetti's markets. So we were in the food business even back then. So, you know, as far as the family's concerned, he really is the fourth generation.
And the transition from you to Patrick?
The transition has really already taken place. Patrick has been back with me for 11 years. And really, recently, he's been running it for me.
65 years, and I'm sure many are wondering, you've decided to retire. What next? Do you have a plan for retirement? It's a question that we like to ask a lot of people who have decided after so many years.
I've been asked that before, and you know, I don't really have an answer because I have never thought about retiring. I really don't know what's next. My wife said you should go out and find a job. You know, the old saying about she married me for better or worse, but not for lunch. So we'll see. I'm going to play it by ear. I don't play golf, so that's something I don't have to find time for. We do like to travel, so we may do some of that, but you can't do that all the time either. So I'll play it by ear and see what happens.
I do want to thank Mr. Genetti for that and congratulate him on his retirement. On Monday, we'll hear from Patrick Genetti on his father's retirement and, of course, his future at Genetti's. Coming up next, Eric DeBaradinas is in with sports here on WYLN. Stay tuned.
Third Base Luncheonette, still making memories after all these years. Tune in each week to WYLN TV 35 to watch the #1 Hazleton-based broadcasted television talk show, The Storm, hosted by Tiffany Cloud. Candidates, politicians, community leaders, and more appear on The Storm when they want to be heard. New shows air Wednesdays at 8 p.m. and these additional airtimes. only on WYLN TV 35. We're your local network.
Shenandoah Valley girls basketball advanced to the Single A championship last season, but fell to Marion. The Phillies now up a class, but a familiar opponent that beat the Lady Devils earlier this year now stands in the way of a district title.
Williams Valley actually beat us at our place by 3 earlier in about the middle of the season. So if that's who we match up with, it's going to be a tremendous task for us. They have a great offense. We have a great defense. They have a great offense. So something's going to give in that one.
I think it's going to be crazy. It's going to be a packed house. It's at Martz Hall. Williams Valley's tough to guard. They have good ball handlers. They have a good post. They have a good three-point shooter. They're a threat all around. So we got to contain them, not let the ball in the paint, rebound, and just play overall fundamentals the best.
Shenandoah versus Williams Valley Saturday at 1 at Martz Hall. Elsewhere in District 11 in the girls' AA bracket, North Schuylkill and Minersville will hold a Schuylkill League final rematch. 2 weeks ago, the Lady Spartans won that matchup by 8 points. In boys AAA, unbeaten Pottsville facing Allentown Central Catholic tonight at Blue Mountain, while Tamaqua and Salisbury will meet in the third place game. In AA, the top 2 seeds Minersville and Mahanoy play Saturday at Martz Hall. In the school's lone regular season meeting, the Golden Bears claimed a 1-point home victory, up to District 2. The Holy Redeemer girls have won 20 straight, but no defending champ Dunmore will present challenges they may not have seen so far this season.
I think we just need to keep our focus. We need to stay hungry, we need to stay positive, and we need to stay working together as a team.
They're well coached, they're disciplined, they run their offense extremely well. They create problems for us. They like to slow the ball down. We like to get out and run. So if we can jump out on them, we're going to force them to have to shoot the ball a little bit. If they jump out on us, we know what's coming. They're going to look to hold the ball and, you know, play the keep away game, and hopefully we don't allow that to happen.
Redeemer Dunmore tonight at 6 for the Quad A girls. Following that game, Hazleton and Pittston meeting for the 3rd time this season. The Lady Cougars won Division I of the Wyoming Valley Conference and aim for the sub-regional championship. 2 Lackawanna schools playing for the AAA girls title, but Nanticoke out of the Wyoming Valley Conference with a chance to advance to states if they beat Scranton Prep in the consolation game. The Hazleton boys looking for back-to-back district championships as the Cougars duel last year's AAA champs, Abington Heights, but Mike Joseph knows they're dangerous and they're tall.
I know Abington Heights is gigantic with Tim Toro 6'8", and Maxwell is 6'9" or 6'10", and another kid who's about 6'3", 220 football player. Very big team. So we're going to have to contend with that.
In AAA, GAR has already qualified for states, but looking to extend their 10-game winning streak against top-seeded Scranton Prep, a team coming off a 51-point semifinal win. And in Single A, MMI Prep knocked off 1 seed Forest City, and now with an opportunity for district glory against 2 seed Old Forge. Tonight on Late Edition Sports, we'll have the championship highlights right here on WYLN. But next, Joe Garbachik will have a final look at your forecast. Stay tuned.
The Hazleton unit of the American Cancer Society presents the 37th annual telethon, Give Hope, Celebrate Life. The American Cancer Society's annual telethon will be held Saturday, February 28th at the Laurel Mall in Hazleton and broadcast live on WYLN TV 35 from 11 a.m. to 11 p.m. Join us for a day filled with great entertainment. Help us celebrate the telethon's 37th year as we raise money for a cure. The American Cancer Society's telethon is made possible by these businesses.
All right, we got a cold one for tomorrow. At least it will be dry for the telethon. A lot of sunshine, some clouds around, and a chance of some snow. Maybe even a little bit of a mixture for Sunday. Quiet early next week, and then another chance of some more precipitation as we start going into the middle part of next week. And by Wednesday, we may be in the mid to upper 30s. It's near 40 degrees. That'll feel nice.
It's back. All those little clouds showing the snow, it's back.
Yeah.
We tried to keep it away.
It's been the trend.
Just a few more weeks. That's all you have to keep telling yourself. Just a few more weeks. But like I said, when you're out in the sun...
3 more weeks only, that's it.
But will it last longer than 2 weeks? We'll get back to everyone on that one. I'll ask them that next time, and
Sure, there you
we'll
go.
find out. Have a good one, everyone.